Oh, hello. I'm glad you made it. There's something I'm hoping to show you here today. No, it's not this. This is just that Gehenna space frigate by Abyzmi, I think that's how you pronounce the name. I'll put credits in the description below, but this is not what I want to show you. Let me show you what it is that I want to show you. Now, go down here. To the airlock. If I can just hit the right button here, and there we go. Took me a moment. Okay, let us head over here. And I'll leave that open. And we'll just march down. Fly over. Down a bit. You come over here. You walk in. Alright. So what I have here is an airlock that I have built the operation of it according to some specifications by a certain Morphologis, that's the name. Sorry about that. I've had a couple rides visiting a neighbor friend, so I might not exactly be the most lucid. And his particular plan for an airlock had button panels. But the button panels, nice as they were, had some issues in terms of, well, I would sometimes push the wrong button when I was in here in the airlock, and I would depressurize when I meant to pressurize, or pressurize when I meant, or depressurize when or pressurize when I meant to depressurize. Right, whatever the opposite was I meant to do, I sometimes picked the wrong button because, well, you know, I just have to be that way. But now, with this particular setup, I have now sensors that do pretty much the same thing. The use of sensors was inspired from my watching a video by a certain Splitsie, which most of you probably already know. He's a pretty popular YouTuber. And his talk of using sensors in airlocks, or for airlocks. And I figured, what a fantastic idea. But I had already set this up using Morphologis' plan. And it only took a couple of simple additions to his plan in order to make this particular airlock system work. And I'll just show you that actually does work the opposite way too. Ooh. If I can just get in here, I'll land, and I'll approach this door, and as you can hear, the alarm's going off, lights are flashing, soon the door should open, and again you can see that there are sensors in the floor. I did not hide them because I had no space to hide them, but this is more so that it all works, and it doesn't affect the functionality of the airlock at all. But as you can see, there are no button panels, just these sensors. I walk into the fields, and they perform the appropriate action. So we'll go over that in a moment here, of how that works. I will provide links to Morphologis, I keep saying his name wrong, and Splitsie's particular episodes of YouTube videos where they discuss their particular projects using airlocks. And I also have to mention here that I saw 5 minutes, maybe not quite, maybe 3 minutes of a video by GoScope Gaming. Before I did this, and I stopped because he confirmed something in what he said there, that what I was actually thinking would make this particular setup work using Morphologis' particular airlock setup and Splitsie's use of sensors. Basically, I already have 4 timers per airlock, and I was going to use 2 sensors, and that's what GoScope said at the beginning of his video. He said 4 timers and 2 sensors. So I stopped the video then because I chances are I did exactly the same thing he did anyhow. I mean, let's face it, there's only so many ways you can do certain combinations of certain things in this game. You're given a set of tools, and like anything with a set of tools, there's only so many combinations that are truly original, but I wanted the challenge of doing it myself, so I didn't watch the rest of his video. I really want to see how he did it, so after I upload this, I will watch it at that point. But I want to share what I came up with first, and I want to see afterwards how close I came to the same solution that GoScope Gaming did. But until then, I will discuss what I did here, and I got out of my chair too early. Okay, so let's go into our console here, and I'm going to look at our well, let's do the docking bay since I can see it. That makes me remember it better. Bay. Okay, so basically, and again, I'll include the links, and I'll also include the setup pattern that I used to make it easier for you to follow in the description below. Let's start with the pressurize docking bay, and I will go pressurize because that limits the number of things I have to do. So I have my 4 timers here for the docking bay airlock and my 2 sensors. So we'll go into the pressurize first. And I have it set to the 1 second that's specified in Morphologis. Oh man, I keep saying his name wrong. I'm sorry about that, Morphologis. Video. And again, we will filter that. Okay, so we have our pressurized timer here. And as you can see, we have, oh, I'm in it already. What am I looking for? Okay, just wanted to see the parts. I guess I didn't do that part. Anyhow, we have the sound block. We have the warning light. We have the exterior lights turning on. So warning light on. Sorry, sound block playing. Warning light on. Exterior light on. Interior doors turned on. Exterior doors closing. Depressurizing off. Starting the pressurize 2. Oh, I don't know what that's in there for. That shouldn't be there. I don't know why that's there. Okay, we'll remove it because that's not necessary. Okay. I don't know why that was in there. That was strange. Sometimes I get some delays when I'm clicking things, and I don't see it till later. Okay, so again, these are the blocks that are supposed to be the setup actions, rather, in the pressurize part of the timer, as according to Morphologis' video. And then if we move on to, see, there's always a bit of a delay there. Pressurize 2, again, 8 seconds. Well, it says 7 here, but I put in 8, it comes up 7. And then we can see the setup actions in that one as turning the sound block off. Then with the warning light is turned off. We have our interior lights they are turned off, saying that now it is safe to enter from the inside. Docking bay interior doors open. We turn off our exterior doors, and that's where his ended, right? Turn off the exterior doors so no one can accidentally open them. And then for our sensors, we turn on the pressurized sensor, on the opposite end of the airlock, and we turn off the pressurized sensor because we don't need to have that on anymore. And it's important that you have, if you are pressurizing, that in Pressurize 2, you turn on the depressurize sensor so that you can depressurize when you want to come in or leave, and that you turn off the pressurize sensor so that you don't accidentally evacuate your airlock. Okay, so these are important, these last two. I don't know if the order is important, but it's important that you do these two. Okay, that is your pressurize sequence. Now, let us look into the depressurized sequence of the timer blocks. No, that's a sensor. We're looking at that in a moment, okay? The depressurize timer block, again, as a morphologist's video, set to 1 second. Our setup actions are turn on the sound block, turn on the warning light, turn on the working the docking, yeah. Turn on the interior lights. Turn on the exterior doors. Open the interior. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Turn on the exterior doors. Close the interior doors. There we go. That's the right order. Air vent. Depressurize on, and then go to your next timer, as in Morphologis' setup. Depressurize 2, 8 seconds, again as in Morphologis setup. And then most of these again are the same as in Morphologis' setup. Air block, sound block off, warning block, warning light, jeez, off, exterior lights off, open the exterior doors, turn off the interior doors. So exterior doors open, interior doors off, again so you don't have accidental decompression. And then again, because we're depressurizing, we have to turn our pressurized sensor on and our depressurized sensor off. Okay, when depressurizing, pressurized sensor off at the end, depressurized sensor off. Right? So this pressurized sensor turns on. When depressurizing, at the end of it, pressurized sensor comes on, depressurized sensor gets turned off. This is important. Again, the order may not matter. I haven't tested that out. Someone may want to test it out and try, but it's important that we turn off pressurize at the end of depressurize, sorry, turn on pressurize at the end of depressurize, and turn off pressurized sensor at the end of depressurize. Okay, and that goes for both airlocks. Okay, let us take a look at the sensors themselves. So if we can find it here, just a bit of delay. Okay, so I set up actions for my let's do the pressurized sensor. Yeah, let's look at the pressurized sensor first. My setup actions for the pressurized sensor are simply, what did I do? Did I do something? What did I do wrong? No. Okay, nothing. Okay. Oh, for Pete's sake. Let me try that again. I think I got moved. Depressurized sensor. Pressurized sensor. Here we go. Yeah. Okay. Had a bit of trouble there. I know what's going on. Alright. My only action in the pressurized sensor is to start the pressurized timer. Okay? And you probably guessed it. You have probably guessed it already. But in the depressurized sensor, my setup action is to start the depressurized timer. And that's all there is to it. Okay? So it's actually a bit simpler in terms of number of objects you have for depressurizing and pressurizing your airlock. But you have 2 extra steps in the timers, in the depressurize and pressurize 2 timers, okay? Because you have to turn off and on the appropriate sensors. Otherwise, you're going to be tripping things off and on that you don't want to, which probably isn't a problem. Oops. But you know, it saves you some annoyance, because sometimes with the control panel buttons or control button panel, I would sometimes push the wrong button and I activate an action that made a lot of noise, but nothing really happened as a result. But this way, it always works. You don't have to push. You don't push the wrong thing by accident, and the airlock just works. And it's nice. It's really nice. I like it, and I've been playing around with it for a bit, and I'm quite happy with the results. Right? See, this is off right now, so I can come in. I can stand in here. Nothing is activated until I go to the other one, the Pressurize Sensor, and it starts to pressurize the airlock. Right? Everything works like it's supposed to. Warning light flashes. Interior light turns off. The interior door opens. Then I can wander over here to the depressurize sensor, and again. And there's no buttons to try and hit, and you don't end up hitting the wrong one. It just works every time. It works properly, the way you expect it to work. And there's no fooling around with buttons and messing up the buttons and pushing the wrong buttons, which I found sometimes happened with the button panel. It worked, but it was damn annoying. And if you messed up, then you had to wait for the stupid thing to go through its cycle first before you could get it right. And this makes me happy. So I think I will be doing this setup from now on, assuming I have the space and I don't use mods instead. But I'm quite happy with this. And this is the docking bay. Again, this one's turned off, so I can walk over it, nothing happens until and that's the pressurized, of course, sensor. And the other end is the depressurized sensor, so I walk over here and it depressurizes. And this works because if you are trying to leave this end, you want to depressurize. And if you are coming in from this end, well, you don't want to be pressurized. Right? So if it's open already, it's already depressurized. But if it's pressurized and you're coming in from this end, we have to depressurize it first so you don't lose oxygen. And to depressurize it when it senses you outside the door, and to allow you back in. Well, after it depressurizes the room, and then you come over here and it pressurizes the room. And you want to go from low pressure to full pressure, and it works well. I'm quite happy with the result. So again, I'm going to have to check out what Mr. GoScope Gaming did on his video. I'm really kind of curious to see how close to the mark we got to the same idea. I'm pretty sure our results, even if not exact, probably be 97% the same, probably in the high 90s, because again, there's only so many solutions that you can have that will be original and not different in any, not similar in any way. Yeah, so that's all I wanted to show you, folks. I don't know if you'll find this useful or not, but I'm happy with it. And if any of you find it useful, I hope that this will be a benefit to you. Now I'll just go through this dumb airlock here. I haven't figured out what I'm going to do about this one. But I am going to quite literally go to bed here, folks, because I am a wage slave. Oh yeah, see. This is Splitsie's fault. I blame Splitsie. Actually, I'm quite appreciative of Splitsie in his tutorial on sensors, because I got sensors set up throughout this ship here now that I I use. I'll just show you this here quickly. The modifications I use are not a lot. Use the modifications I've put in are not huge, but you know, I like the fact I don't have to click on the doors anymore to get through them. But I have made some changes to the original design of this ship as I found it. Yeah, I got a couple of these survival kits sitting in here. I made this into a galley. Yeah. So all in all, those are just some minor modifications. Oh, I don't know why I pushed that. I'm just so used to pushing on the button there, you know. Yeah, but like I said, I should go to bed. I should. I'm being redundant here. I should literally go to bed because I do have to work in the morning. I am a wage slave. It is late. I have been working all day. So I'm going to put my character to bed. And then I should go to bed. So, good night, folks. And thanks for dropping by.